Guys, you have to control the controllable. There is a ton of things in this world and in our lives that we cannot control. And that is just how it is. We have no say. We have nothing we can do about it. It's just how it is. And it could suck. It could really suck. But there's literally nothing you can do about it. So the few things that we can control, that we do have a say in, that we can, grab and take care of and mold it to be how we want it to be and take action and do what we can do, we have to make sure we do it. We cannot leave anything that we can control on the table and not control it. It's just a non-negotiable. It's not even a question. If you can do something about it, you do something about it. If you can't do something about it, then you leave it as it is. It is what it is. And a big part of this is like our past. There's nothing we can do about our past. We cannot control our past. We cannot control a decision that was made and it was a bad decision. It's just, it is what it is. It's done. You keep moving. You keep pushing on. You don't spend no more time on it. You don't spend no more energy on it. And you don't waste any more of your valuable and precious, just being on this planet on that thing that you can't do anything about no more. But what you can do is make sure you take a lesson from it. What you can do is make sure you learn from it. What you can do is make sure that you're not going to make that same mistake again, because we have to make mistakes to learn. Like, there's no way you can go through this planet or go on this life without making a single mistake. That's impossible. We all make mistakes, and we all have to go through mistakes to help us learn about ourselves, to help us learn about life, to help us learn about the planet, to help us learn about literally just our existence of a human being. And that's life. It is what it is. We cannot do anything about it. But what we can do is make sure we learn from everything. And that's what we can control. We can control what we learn. We can control what we don't want to learn. We can control how our mind takes and processes information and what it doesn't do with it. Because obviously, if you made a decision 2 days ago and it was the bad one, if you're faced with that same decision again, you're obviously not going to make the same, you're not going to choose the same thing that was the bad decision in the last one. You get what I'm saying? But you have to be able to control your mindset and control the narrative where it's, all right, I know that I did this last time and it wasn't good, so maybe I don't do that again. And I know it's something so simple and something so easily said, but you'd be surprised as to how much and how many times we go through and we face that same thing on the day-to-day, but we kind of just let it pass, or we don't actually deal with it, or we don't pick the other option. But I want you to know, and the whole point of this video is to understand that there is another option, and you are the person in control to choose that other option. You are also the person in control to control what you can control. No one else can control you to control what you can control. You are the only person that can control what you can control. No one else. And you have to be aware of that, and you have to know that you need to use that. And you got to build on that, and you got to abuse that even. Because like I said, there are so many things on this planet that we cannot control, that the few little things that we can, we have to make sure we control them to the best of our abilities and to the best way possible. And that's literally it. That's all it is. Control the controllable. Do not worry, do not care about the rest of the stuff, but control the controllable. A lot of stress comes from worrying about things outside of our control. And instead, we have to direct that energy towards things that we can control, like our mindset, our actions, our habits. These are things that we can control. And we got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to build on those things that we can control to help us grow and further push us to whatever heights we're trying to reach in our lives. But if we sit here and we don't control what we can control, we are going to be put back way further than we need to be. We are going to be way more stressful than we need to be. And we are going to deal with so much stuff that we shouldn't have to be dealing with. All because you didn't control those few things that you can control. Because like I said, whatever is done is done. You cannot do anything about it. And there's so much on this planet that we cannot control. So the few things that we can control, we have to make sure we control them. Another thing that we deal with our day-to-day is we can't control how people treat us, but we can control how we react. Choosing patience, confidence, or detachment keeps you in control. These are once again things that you can control in your day-to-day life that you have to make sure you're controlling to the best of your abilities so that it does not affect you later down the line. If someone's treating you poorly, if you're in a relationship and someone's treating you poorly, you are in control to have to leave or detach from that person or get away or step away to not let them bring you down, to not let them make you think you're anything less than them, to not let them make you think that you can't do something, because you can do it. But it starts with what you can control, and you control who you're with. You control who you listen to. You control who you care about or who you want to be with or what area or what environment you want to be in. So you have to make sure you're controlling yourself to do those things in the best possible form or best possible way so it doesn't backfire or it doesn't affect you poorly. And there's a lot of things in our day-to-day that are uncontrollable. People are always complaining about traffic, the economy, other people's opinions, or whatever the case may be. Those are things you cannot change. And those things are energy drainers. And some people do a better job at this than other people, but you have to accept what you can't change. These are things that you cannot change. Like I said, these are things that you cannot control. So you have to accept it and keep it pushing. You have to accept it and move on. There's nothing you can do about it. Figure out whatever else it is you can do and just focus on that, because that's what's important. That's what you need to be focusing your time and energy on, the things you can control.